Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing another marine reptile by Collecta, and it is this guy. This is the Dolichorhynchops. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's exactly how you say his name, but that's how I've always assumed you say it. So yeah, Dolichorhynchops, and as you can see, it's another one of the standard models that they released, not one of the big deluxe versions. But again, it is something that is a very nice, very smaller size, so it can fit in pretty much anybody's collection, even if you're running out of space quickly. But at the same time, for being so small, it is so highly detailed. It just is unbelievable. The amount of detail Collecta can put into a smaller figure like this. This thing, like I said, is just really, really small. You can see it by my hand, but it is super highly detailed, and the paint job looks really, really nice on it. So let's get a closer look at it. As you can see, we can start up here at the head. Taking a look at the head, you can see that the eye is nicely glossed. It looks very real, very alive. It's nothing but a black pupil, but well, overall black, but it looks very, very good. It really looks really good, as you can see. Just really brings the model to life. You can see on the top here of the head, the nostrils are sculpted out right there. They look very good. The detail on the head is minute, but it looks very good what is there because it's a smaller figure, like I said, but at the same time, it's one of those figures that would have very smooth skin, so you're not going to see too much in the way of detail. But Collecta always finds ways to include a good significant amount of detail on these animals that should have a very smooth skin. So kudos goes to Collecta on being able to do that all the time. You can see the teeth are very, very nicely sculpted in there. They look very good. You can see that the inside of the mouth there has a tongue and some detail. It's painted pretty nicely. The teeth aren't overly sloppily painted or anything. I mean, you can see right here at the front, looks like there might have been a tooth or two right near the front that missed some paint, but it doesn't look bad at all. Still looks very good for the most part. The teeth are sculpted individually, so it's really, really nice looking in there. I think that's probably my favorite part of this model is the mouth area, just because it does look really good. And looking at it from the other side, again, you can see all the beautifully sculpted, individually for the most part, sculpted teeth. The top looks like they're really mostly individually sculpted. The bottom, not so much, but there are definitely a significant amount that are individually sculpted. You can see as the back of the bottom jaw here, the teeth get a little sloppily painted, but it's nothing concerning. It doesn't look bad. The lower jaw also has some very nice sculpt work to it. You can see little bits of detail in there as well. So the head sculpt overall is very nicely done. Going back the neck, you see the smooth skin, but it looks very good. The paint job on this actually looks really, really nice. I love the lighter underside, and you can see how it just kind of meshes up here on the lower jaw to like a brownish color, a light brown. There are actually significant amounts of color variation in this. You see all sorts of lighter browns and then almost like a whitish appearing here as it goes to the underbelly, and then different shades of like light brown, and then this darker brown that runs the top, runs all the way up onto the head. You can also see a little bit of white here on the side of the face. So the overall paint job of this is really, really nicely done, and it looks very natural. It doesn't look like paint. You can see that it just meshes together so well with each other. Beautifully done as far as the paint goes. And you can see again, like I said, it's very smooth skin, so for the most part there's not going to be too much in the way of detail, but as I turn it you can see just very, very small, minute sculpt work that's been put into it to help bring it to life. Even here on the flippers, you'll see some pretty good detail. It looks very, very nicely done. Even on the underside. And then again back here to the tail. Nice little tail it's got. Sorry, the tag's in the way there. There you go, you can see the nicely sculpted tail. Very short, and then there's the cloaca. The Collecta always includes, because they love to make their models as realistic as possible, and I love them for it. So yeah, really, really nicely done. It looks beautiful. Definitely an A+ as far as I'm concerned with this figure. So for something as small as this is a really, really impressive and nicely done figure by Collecta. It's an older figure. I believe the date on it says, yeah, 2012, so that was made quite a while ago. And it just goes to show you how long Collecta has been making such beautiful figures with such great amounts of detail, because this thing is really quite incredible. It's, again, another one of those obscure species you don't see too many companies going out and making models of, so another of the many reasons I love Collecta is because they do these kind of species that you don't see very often. And this one, honestly, is probably one of my favorite paint jobs as far as Collecta models go that I've seen. Not to say that the other ones are bad, because trust me, they're never bad, but this one is really, really nicely done. I just love the overall appearance of it. It's really quite beautiful. As far as the size on this guy goes, from the head to the tail, you're looking at almost 5 inches. There's not going to be too much in the way of height, but for a width, you're looking at about maybe 3 inches. For a size comparison, there's Mr. Papo T-Rex, and you can see that he is just absolutely massive compared to this poor little guy. He's also crushing him with his tail because he's a jerk and thinks he's the king of the dinosaurs over here, so he can do whatever he wants. So Collecta definitely hit this one straight out of the park in my opinion. This Dolichorhynchops is absolutely beautiful. Everything about it is just fantastic in my opinion. As I said, the paint job is probably one of my favorites that I've ever seen on a Collecta figure, and the overall sculpt is really beautifully done. I love the pose that it's in there with its mouth open, getting a chance to see all those wonderfully sculpted teeth, and the fact that this thing is so small and they were able to find ways to make it just look so beautiful as far as the sculpt goes is always so impressive to me when it comes to Collecta's standard figure line. And this one is another one, like I said, with it being smaller, it's a pretty cheap figure, so you'll probably only pay about $6, maybe $7 for this guy, and that is an awesome deal because this thing is so highly detailed and beautifully painted that it is beyond worth that price. So if you want to buy one, I will link you guys in the description, probably to Everything Dinosaur and Dejankins.com because they usually have these in stock. And you can go ahead and purchase one for yourself. Trust me, you won't regret it. Anything Collecta, you know, is excellence. So go ahead, go buy this guy, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.